Don't stop.
Hi, thanks so much for joining me on the Everything and Anything and a Bit Gay podcast, and this is The Gay Bit. And today I'm going to talk about something gay because I feel like maybe my show wasn't gay enough for you this week, and I'm going to gay it up for you like I do every Friday. So I am going to talk about, we're more, halfway through summer almost, I guess, or we are. It feels like we are. We're at the beginning of August, end of July, and this is the time of year where I start to see the back to school ads, and I start to see all these things. Like maybe I see a commercial for a pumpkin spice latte starting to pop up. I mean, we start seeing Christmas stuff in September now, and we see Easter stuff in January. So seeing all this stuff about fall coming up is not a surprise, but I also get sick of summer. Summer is my least favorite, but I know that's crazy to say. I love fall. I love spring because I'm so sick of winter, and I love winter. Summer's my least favorite. I hate the heat. I grew up in Miami, and I have no idea how I survived, but I survived, and I like my winter clothes better because it's about fashion. I also don't want a lot of sun on my face because I don't want wrinkles. And so I think there's just like a lot of reasons why I hate summer. What I do love about summer, though, is I love being able to go. I love the gay part of summer kind of some of the gay part of summer. I love going to Provincetown. I love going to Algonquin. I've been to Rehoboth Beach, 3 gay towns that are fun to go in the summer. As I've said in previous podcasts, I hate tank tops, though. I don't love the beach. I don't love a nude beach. I like sitting by a pool under an umbrella, reading a book, having a pina colada or something cheesy like that. If you're in Florida or some tropical place, like that's fun to me. I don't like the beach anymore because there's just fucking sea snakes and sharks and shit like that in there. And every time I turn on the news here in Boston, it's like, there's another great white right off the coast and they closed the beach on Cape Cod. Yeah, no, that shark's not going to eat me. And it would be me that I go out there for the one time I go into the ocean and the shark fucking eats me and then I'm dead. And then there's no more podcast. Yeah, so I'm not into the beach at all. I would go to the beach when I lived in Miami once in a while. I lived on South Beach and we would go. I have pictures of myself when I was at the beach in college and stuff. I'm like, I looked happy, but I remember those pictures. Like I wasn't happy there. It was hot and sweaty. There's sand all on your fucking crotch. And then you leave and you have the salt water feeling on your body. Plus I was ruining my skin laying out in the sun with, baby oil in my face, trying to get myself tanned. Oh God, I can't even believe I used to do that. But I mean, what I do love is the beginning of summer, whenever you start hearing the P-Town ferries are starting and everybody's kind of starting that pilgrimage. All the gays are starting their pilgrimage on the ferry out to Provincetown. And the first, at the beginning of summer, I went this year at the beginning of summer for Memorial Day weekend, and it felt so good to be in Provincetown. And I wanted to be there. And we only went for 4 nights, which was kind of perfect amount of time because by the 4th day I was like ready to go because I do get a little gayed out. Like I get just like any people, like after like 3 days of going to a tea dance and walking down the street and there's just so much gayness, I get gayed out. I'm like, I see gay people and I'm sick of them. And I get even whenever I was like living in New York City and there was pride parades, like in New York City, the pride parade it is not just the parade on Sunday. It's like a whole week of events that you're doing in New York. And at the end of the parade on Sunday when I lived in New York, and we're like walking home, I'm like, get me the fuck out of here. I do not want to see another gay person for like a month. Like I don't want to go to a gay bar. I'm so over gay people. I'm over the lesbians. I'm over all of them. I'm over the whole LGBTQ plus community. Every alphabet, I'm sick of all of them. Because you just get inundated with all the gayness and the lesbians and the dykes on bikes and the drag queens and stuff. And it's just like, it's all fun at the beginning. And then like you just get sick of it. But I do love P Town for a lot of reasons. Not, I love to be in the gayness. I just don't think I could live. At one point, I wanted to live in P Town year round. And now I just don't think I could do it. I think it just, what would be my perfect, like maybe like an Algonquin where it's small. There's a lot of gay people, but there's a good mix of straight people in Maine too. That might be a good place for me. Boston's good because it's gay. It's really gay, but it's not like over gay. So Boston's probably where I should just stay and stop complaining about it. But I love P-Town because it's definitely gay. I do think the straight people are going to end up taking it over one day because that happens. It happened with South Beach. South Beach, whenever I was growing up, was a shithole. It was all those buildings that are now these big, beautiful boutique hotels or have been torn down or like these huge Ritz-Carltons and stuff and all the celebrity chefs and five-star restaurants. All those buildings were retirement homes for old people. And we would go to the beach when I was a kid, with my mom and dad and my brother. We'd go to the beach and they were all run down. It was all these old folks. All those places on Ocean Drive were all retirement homes. Watch the movie Scarface, because that is what Miami Beach was like in the 80s for real. It was all these old rundown apartments, old rundown retirement homes. My dad probably could have bought one of those buildings on Ocean Drive for like $60,000 to $80,000 back in the 80s, which was a lot of money back then. But if he would have bought that, I would have been set for life. Like we would have been multi-millionaires. And yeah, I'd probably would have had a different life. Maybe I would have been on a yacht or something. I don't know. But going back to P-Town, like I love P-Town because like I love Ryan Landry's Showgirl show that happens on Monday night. It's so fun to see that. He brings all the acts into town. And I love seeing that. I also love the Muse. Shout out to the Muse because they have this delicious shaking beef that I have to get every time I go. I'll tell you what I don't love though. I don't love the whale watching. We did whale watching trip one time 10 years ago, me, my friend Tony, and Andrew, my husband, and it was not good. We were hungover. We should have known not to go on that stupid fucking boat. It took like 2.5 hours, 3 hours to get out to see these whales. They're feeding these whales because these whales are smart enough to know that they're going to get fed if they come to this location at the same time every day. You sit out there for like 2 hours. You see the same 2 or 3 whales. Like you've seen them. It's like, let's turn around and go back. And then you got to take 2.5 hours to come back. It was not, and it was like a lot of like straight families with their kids that wanted to see the whales that are crying after a while because they don't want to see the whales anymore either. And yeah, and the beach in P-Town is a fucking scam. I'm going to tell you right now. And we'll be right back. Okay, now back to the show. This is why the beach is a scam. Because whenever you go to the beach in P-Town, you want to go to the boy beach. You want to go to the gay beach. To get to the gay beach, you have to walk there, which is like at the very west end of town, park your bike or walk all the way there. And then you got to walk through this like swampy fucking water if the water's up. Then you got to, once you get to the sand that's hot, you got to take a left. You got to walk like another 1.5 miles. So if you've got a chair and you've got a cooler or whatever you're bringing, a towel, you got to carry all that shit. And you probably had a bad night the night before, meaning like you're hungover from the night before from drinking too much. So, and then you get to the beach and like everybody's naked and stuff. And I'm like, I don't get naked at the beach. And then your friends get naked in front of you and it's like weird because like, I don't want to see their penis, like, I don't know. The whole thing for me just isn't, I haven't been to the beach in Provincetown in 10 years or more, I bet. And I've gone out every single year. But it is a scam because it's literally a 40-minute or more one-way trip. For sure. I do love the tea dance. I love it for the first like 2 days. And then I need a break. Like if I'm going for like 7 days to Provincetown, which is kind of the norm, I go for the first 2 days, take like a 2-day break, and then I'll go back maybe 1 or 2 times. And then I'm like, okay, I'm sick of this. It's the same like $20 drinks. It's cash only. You can only take your picture with the rainbow flags behind you overlooking the water like so many times. But yeah, I just get sick of the repetition of tea dance. But I also want to go on the nights where they play good music, because when they play like disco music, I'm not into it. But they'll play like sometimes they have like really good, like the DJ there. I think she's the owner. Her name is Mary Alice, I think. She has nights where she plays amazing music. And then, but like, I don't like the disco night. 80s night is okay. 90s music is good. Um, yeah. And then my husband gets tired of P Town because we do the same things over and over. So this is kind of like what your time in P Town is. So you wake up, you go have breakfast, maybe, or you get a coffee at Joe's Coffee or wherever you get your coffee. And then you walk around town a little bit. You have lunch with all your friends. And then you maybe shop a little bit, or you go to the beach, or you go to the pool, or do whatever you do in the afternoon. Then you go to tea dance around 5, stay till it closes at 7. Then you go to dinner. And then after dinner, you're going to go to a bar or maybe see a show. Maybe you'll skip dinner and go see one of the drag queen shows, which is always fun to do. We try to do that. We try to see Miss Richfield every time we go. There's a couple other shows that we like. And then you end up at Spiritus Pizza at 1:00 in the morning. And and that's kind of what you're doing. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like June is like, for P-Town, it's like a sprint where everybody's like thinking about going and they're trying to get there. It's really quick. And then July is like really busy. Beginning of August in P-Town is busy. I think that's when Carnival is the beginning. You have Bear Week in July, which Bear Week is really popular. I've been on Bear Week once by accident and once by not accident. I'm not a bear at all, but we had a really good time. Bears are fun. During Memorial Day weekend, we went it was Baby Dyke Week. I didn't see that many baby dykes, but it was a fun week. I don't like going during 4th of July because it becomes so straight where people are coming out to see the fireworks or whatever. And it's also circuit party week. Like, I'm like, who's going to circuit party still? But apparently some people do. But I don't love 4th of July week at all. I think towards the end of August or Labor Day weekend is like perfect, because you have people that have already kind of done their vacation. A lot of schools are starting in August. So you have a lot of people that aren't showing up anymore because maybe they work in the school district, and especially in Boston, like a lot of people work at, Harvard or MIT or whatever the other millions of colleges and universities are here. So a lot of people have gone back to work in mid-August, and so they're not able to come out for a whole week. And so it's a little more quiet. I don't know. I love early June for Provincetown, or I love late August Labor Day weekend. I've gone Labor Day weekend so many times because it feels like it's a real closeout to summer. And I never leave on Labor Day. I leave the day after to kind of, if we drive out, to avoid the traffic. But also, I don't know. And plus all the stores, like for clothing stores, everything's on sale, like 40, 50, 60% off, because they got to get rid of all the inventory before the summer is actually over. So you can kind of get some good deals if you're out there shopping. I don't really buy clothes out there that much anymore. Some of the stores have gotten really cheesy, bad, not great. There's so much good food in Provincetown. That's why I love it. There is another place that is called, it's in Michigan. It's called Saugus or something like that. It's supposed to be a gay town in Michigan. I'm saying the name wrong. I'd have to look it up. But it's supposed to be a fun little gay town. We haven't explored there. I would like to go there one time. I have a friend now in Minneapolis, and he's saying I need to come to Minneapolis because it's super gay. So Andrew wants to go to Minneapolis to explore it. So maybe we'll go to Minneapolis at some point. It seems like to be a gay mecca in Minneapolis. Portland is super gay, but I don't have any interest in going to Portland. I have cousins that live in Portland. I just don't like, I don't know. Portland just seems too grungy for me. Seattle, I've been to a lot. It's gay, but I think Seattle's boring. What other gay cities are there? Chicago, I like. It's gay, but it's like just a big city. Like every big city's gay. I love DC. I could live in DC, I think, but it's too swampy there in the summer. It's like so hot and gross. I just like, The gays in DC, I hear, are just like the gays in Boston, like dicks and just bitches and assholes and stuff. So I just don't know if I'd really want to live in DC with unfriendly gays again. Like the next city I move to, if we move ever, I gotta find a city that I gotta like see reviews that gays are not like assholes and bitches and cunts and all that, because I need friendly gays. I need people that don't act like they're doing you a favor because they're your friend, because they looked your way. You owe them, $1,000 just because they gave you a look in the bar and stuff. So fuck you. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think that I just need to maybe explore a different place, another new gay spot. Not Florida. I'm going nowhere in Florida again because I refuse to give that state any of my money because they hate gay people in Florida. The governor, little shorty Ron DeSantis, must be the biggest closet case in the world because I always say the most homophobic people are always gay. And he got rid of rainbow crosswalks because he was so upset about gay people and LGBTQ people. So I don't know. It's like weird to me. You care about a crosswalk in Miami that's been there for 20 years, that's rainbow, that hurts you. I don't get it. And the whole Pulse nightclub thing that he took out. I can't wait for him to be out of office. I hope I never hear about him again once he's no longer governor of that state because he has just made that state shitty. I also remember like P-Town. P-Town has changed so much. They're getting ready to like do some like when I went there in May, there was so much construction happening. There's supposedly like this big apartment complex going on and shopping, and like a lot of the restaurants and stuff that were there when we first started going are gone or they've moved or I miss the people. There used to be some like amazing fun people. I'll tell you this story. There was this two stories. One, there was this woman named Ellie. She was a transgender woman and she would sing on the street. I don't even remember if she sang good, but she would perform in Ryan Landry's Showgirl show every Monday night. And she died. When you're introduced to P-Town, she's part of what I remember. She was there for the first 20 years I was there. I think she lived there year round. And she was kind of just like what I remember, like the old school P-Town. Oh God. Then there was this woman, Anne. Oh God. I wish I knew where Anne was. So this is what I'm going to tell you the story about Anne. So me and my friend Tony, we always, when we'd go to P-Town together every year. And every time we would go, we would like find the crazies or the most bizarre people would always just come to us. And we'll be right back. Okay, now back to the show. They would find us as soon as we got into town. And there was a woman named Anne. She was a white woman, kind of short, a little pudgy, funny as hell, knew everybody in town, definitely had some mental health issues because I think from all the drugs and alcohol that she consumed. Oh my God, but this woman can make... I definitely I'd pee in my pants laughing so hard because she was so funny. But this is the joke. It's not even a joke. This is the story that me and my friend Tony bring up because this is the last time that we seen Anne. So we would bring Anne out with us. Like we'd meet her after dinner. We'd never go to dinner with her because I don't think she could sit in a restaurant and like be normal. So we'd always take her out to the bars with us and we'd buy her drinks all night and stuff. And who knows what else she was doing. But she was like funny. She'd go up to somebody and just like start talking to them and cuss them out but everybody knew her in town. And God. So this is what happened the last time I seen her. So we took her to Spiritus at the end of the night. Spiritus is the pizza place that's in town. And that's where everybody goes at 1:00 in the morning. And me and my friend Tony and Anne are standing there talking with some other gays that we met that night. And Anne is like all just crazy. She's just like, she's talking a million miles an hour and stuff. And she's just like, overbearing in the conversation and everybody's just listening to her. So Anne is eating pizza that I bought her as she's talking. And at one point, she's chewing with her mouth open, which drives me fucking crazy. But this is Anne, and Anne can only do this. I don't even know what Anne did, but anyway, Anne was eating this pizza and she's eating, and then food is coming out of her mouth, and a piece of pizza crust came out of her mouth, and I swear it was like slow motion and landed right in my fucking eye. I think I probably got like some infection in my eye, like pink eye or something after that. And my friend Tony, I'm like, oh, Ann, you're spitting on me. And there's like pizza hanging off of my eyelash. And my friend Tony's sitting there laughing so hard because he knows I'm over Ann at this point. Like we were with Ann for 6 days in a row or something, and he knows like I'm done with Ann. So I was done. I don't think we seen Ann the rest of that trip. And then we would see Ann, every year we would go. But then like the next year, Ann was gone. But you end up going kind of the same weeks every year. And when you go the same weeks, like people go to Provincetown, usually most of the time you go the same week because you book the same house or you book the same Airbnb or the bed and breakfast you're staying. Like oh yeah, I want to book the room again, that same room at this time next year. But so we would see people that we seen the summer before that lived in New York or California or wherever they lived. And then we seen these guys. I'm like, oh, and these guys might have lived there also. I'm like, do you remember Ann from last year? Like, oh yeah, I remember Ann. And then we seen these one people like, oh yeah, Ann, she went away. I'm like, went away where? Like they put her in a crazy house. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, she went crazy and her family's like, can't do this anymore. So they put her away in a crazy house or mental health house or whatever you want to call it. So she's put away, but I would love to know where Ann, I would go visit her. Like I loved Ann. I didn't love the pizza in my eye, but I loved Ann. And she would always just be a complete sweaty mess at the end of the night too. So I'm like, come on, Ann, we gotta like fix your face up a little bit. So I'd get napkins from the bar. And I'm like, you're too sweaty, girl. Like you can't. And I don't know if she was gay or straight or what was happening with Ann, but God, she's just like all over the place. Like she would really she was all up on you. And she wanted to hug all the time too. I'm like, Ann, you're too sweaty today. We're not hugging today. Like, no, I just took a shower. We're getting ready to go out. And you've been worked up since noon. And you are just too much. I still don't know where Ann lived. I don't know how she didn't work. There's no way she was working in Provincetown. Nobody would have hired her. But I'm thinking like maybe her family just had a lot of money and she was just out there doing her own thing. I mean, she could have fucking owned like a huge 8-bedroom house in Provincetown. I wouldn't have known. I just know that we paid for everything for Ann and Ann was fun as hell. God, if anybody's listening to this podcast and you remember Ann, send me a DM on Instagram, that real Zachary, and tell me that you remember Ann. Because I want to know where Ann is. I got to get my friend Tony to listen to this episode because we have talked about Ann so many times over the years. Like, God, she was like what made Provincetown so fun for several summers. Like, just the laughs that we got. I mean, when you laugh so hard you can't even breathe or you're snorting when you're laughing, that's what Ann gave to us. So, yeah, I miss Ann. Maybe somebody knows where she is and I can go visit her in whatever institution she's in. She's institutionalized. I shouldn't say crazy house. She's institutionalized. That's probably the more proper thing to think, but Ann was crazy. I don't think it was from the drugs. I think she was just like a little off. Yeah, but love Ann. I love it that we're halfway through summer. I love it that fall is not so far away. We're, I don't know, I feel like at Labor Day, like it's after Labor Day, I feel like it's fall kind of, even though it's not really. Like we still probably have another month of heat and stuff, but I feel like I can start thinking about like, oh, I can get my long sleeve shirts out of storage and start putting those out and putting away all these shorts and short sleeve shirts and then a month and stuff. And then a month later, I can start getting out my sweaters because I have all these boots that I didn't even wear last winter because I wasn't going into an office. And I feel like I didn't leave my house hardly all winter. So I'm going to like make sure I wear all my clothes, my winter clothes this winter and fall. I can't believe I'm talking about fall and winter in July, but I'm ready for summer to be done soon. I'm ready for a seasonal change. It's been a hot summer and these heat waves and stuff. Like I'm ready for some 60-degree days and low 50s nights. That's the perfect weather. That's where I would like to live, somewhere that has that weather all year long. And then once in a while you get a 75-degree day when you're like celebrating that. That's my ideal thing. With a few gay people. Maybe 30% of the people are gay, and the rest are just like super open and not, I don't know, doesn't hate the gay community. So that'd be my perfect town. A little town. Maybe I live in Vermont. It's 40% gay, let's say. 40% gay people, lesbian, transgender, gay people, bisexual people, and 60% of the people are just like normal people that love gay people. And I don't know, there's like 2,000 people that live in this little town, but you're also 10 miles away from a major city. Yeah, that's where I want to live. I got to find that place. It exists. I'll find it one day, or I'll make it. Maybe I'll start the trend. You know how like gays go to neighborhoods and they make them better? This happened in Park Slope. All the gays went to Park Slope, Brooklyn, made this neighborhood really great. And then like 10 years later, it's all baby strollers and straight people that came in. And now, I think we were paying $1,600 a month for a 2-bedroom in Park Slope in early 2000s. And now that same apartment is probably like $6,000. And yeah, it was nothing special, but 2 bedrooms was a lot for us back then. So, and $1,600 a month was like nothing. Can't get that anymore. Anyway, thanks for listening to A Bit Gay, and thanks for listening to me talk about summer. And again, if you know Anne from Provincetown, let me know, because I would let her spit in my face again with her pizza, just to see her one more time. Like I can handle it one more time. Like spit the pizza dough right in my face, Anne, because if I could see you and take you out for one night, it would be worth all that. So thanks for listening. I'll be back on Sunday with a new guest. So thanks for joining me on the Friday, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye.